Good morning. I'm going to be talking about the chosen few. Let's get started. First and foremost, to be able to speak about such topic, I feel is crucial, very important, but it's also a delicate subject. Whereas whoever is speaking on such matters should actually be chosen, should understand what it takes, and should have some significant amount of revelation. So, with this, in all of my testimonies, this is not scripted, this is live and raw. And it's what I what my eyes have seen. It's from the eyes of the beholder, as we know it to be. So I don't tell you these things. I'm not putting this out for nothing. Instead, putting these exact truths in the world breaks curses, gives understanding, counsel, safety, me testifying is fulfillment to the prophecy. Because you come from this, you start here while you're making your way to get to this point of being able to see. This point of having and needing to testify. This is like me going through my judgment already, because we all will. But I take my testimonies to the council up above. I take it to my Father. You see. And let them judge me. But I will do what I know to be true, and that is to tell the truth. No hand on the Bible. I actually say close the book. in all of my testimonies. And there's a reason for that. Because it's not scripted. I don't need a book. I lived this. So I say close the book. So no hand on the Bible. Not in these courts. All I have to do is speak. Speak, Spirit, speak. Confess. Right here, right now. He says, come as you are. I am coming as I am. He sees me naked, so what is there need to put on? Where do I need to go to confess such truths? Nowhere but here. When I wake up, when I fall, right before I fall asleep, doesn't take much. In a world like this, we've been in this world. We know what this world consists of. For the most part, what's within it. We worked around it. We've gone to school. We lived among this. We know very well. We've had the time. We've had the time to see. We had the time to know. We've had no choice. So this shouldn't come as a surprise. This topic of the chosen few. It's not a surprise. It's never been. It's just never been acknowledged. Given credit. Brought first, no. Instead, it was always last, hidden. Not spoken of. Forbidden. But just like they've always existed, there was always a knowing as long as they existed. Physically and spiritually. There was always an attack. But there was also prayers for them from the beginning. You see, for things to change, we don't need oblivious people. We need people that know, that want to know, want to see, want to hear. Not someone that chooses to not speak evil. So that already excludes you. Someone that has courage. In the face of adversary. You find yourself alone for that same reason. The strength to walk alone. when no one's on the side of you, no one's backing you, no one's leading you. You're leading yourself because you find that when you turn left and right, it isn't the way. Even though left and right, you find the majority. It takes courage to walk alone. And if you haven't, then that excludes you. This isn't just in one place, this is in all places, because no matter where you go, everyone knows this popular phrase. No matter where you go, you always are and always will be you. It doesn't matter where you go. Move houses, change states, different people you surround yourself around, different scenery, but it's still the same you. And the attack on your life is still there, and the prayers sent to you remains. Doesn't matter if it's a sunny day, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you become a mother, a father, a wife, a husband. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you cry. Doesn't matter if you yell. Doesn't matter if you're angry. It doesn't matter if you're working day and night. It doesn't matter if you're tired. That attack is always on your life. Those prayers is always sent to you. It follows you because it is you. It's always you. You're labeled the black sheep because it's always been you. You're labeled these things because it is you. It's you. There's something. There's that knowing inside. Nothing outside, it's in you. Only you can know this. Only you can know this. It's a knowing. You just know. There's no name, no title to put on it because that's everything of that is outer. It's inner. It's just you know. And it's a silent knowing. It's not proud. It's not loud. It's just I knew it. When things start to happen, revelations start to reveal themselves to you. Wisdom. That silent knowing that you've had inside, deep inside, that was enough. Because when the day comes when you find that your realization, when you find revelation, you say, I knew it. Because you always knew something. You always knew something. And it wasn't even what they did, what they thought. It wasn't even that. I think those were bonuses. Those were bonuses. How you knew was something inside you knowing you. You know you. You watched you. You've seen you. You had to be with you throughout it all. It's the same way of feeling proud. It's something that you knew about yourself. And inside, you knew something. So it didn't take others to see, to have known. You knew. You know you. Just the same, when you're proud of yourself, it doesn't take them or they to be proud. You feel it. You feel that proudness. So it's just the same. Seeing yourself go through these things, walk through fire. But let me bring it down to earth. Let me use some context. You've seen yourself be excluded for such an extensive amount of time. And not only that, but receive no comfort. And you see yourself to still be filled with such comfort, to still be intact, to still be you, to still be joyful in your soul. For you to have had to walk alone in school, to never fit in, to never have true friends, to have no one on your side, truly, and to still walk with integrity, still walk with your head up, even though it's devastating, even though you're hurt, even though you're angry, to watch yourself change in a blink of an eye, to see a different version that you did not choose to be, but what it is making you feel like constantly. And now you just can't shake this state of sadness, of not understanding, confusion, anger, to watch you through all of this tribulation in darkness, and still know who you are, though you cannot see it, though you cannot, but to know who you are and to hold on to that is everything. That takes everything in a person. To see yourself, to know oneself, is not only to be proud, but it's just to know something about you. Something about you that you know God sees, because you know that you see it. Though everyone else seems to not or pay attention, but you do. You see how strong you can be and what you choose. And with no credit, no comfort, you know something's not right. Before you've seen it done to the world, you've seen it done to you. And let's not add on just being human and not being perfect and being a child and just a growing person, and those imperfections. Let's not add that to already the hatred that they already have in their soul for you. You see, in God's eyes, you were always perfect. Because there was nothing bad about you. They just didn't want to give understanding. They knew already that that was never going to be an option for you. It didn't matter if you were a child. It didn't matter if you were young. It didn't matter if you were just human. It didn't matter to them because you weren't and you're not like them. What mattered was your spirit. What mattered was what was to be done to you. And what was supposed to be done to you was to bring you down, bring you low. You see, they hated you. What did they hate? What was in you? Your joy. What made you you? And you was light, filled with light. In a room, in a house, in a place, in a world of darkness. So what are they trying to do to you when they are excluding you? Excluding you in a place to be all alone for extensive amount of time. What would that do to a person? A person of joy, light, a person that's loud, a person that's always filled with excitement, very hyper, person that always is ready to speak, talk, express. What would that do to a person like that? Filled and surrounded by a city with rats. I used to say, I'm in the city, but I'm no rat. Now, I'm not literally living in the city, but I want you to see, in a city of rats, there are many, but I am not one. In this darkness, I lay. You say, who am I? Humbly speaking, because you're not proud, you're not boastful. It's like they force you into this position. You come to realize that what is last is first. My Father has exalted me. I am not right? It's like I don't have to be a witness to myself, right? Because that could come off boasting. Well, I don't have to exalt myself. I come to see. Now I see, Father. Even though I always known, that's what's different about me. It's not that I did not know. I did know. I just couldn't see. Because physically, this is what's being done to me. This is the place that I lay. This is the place where I rise. This is where I'm not free. Yeah, someone like you, bound to not just this world, but where he put you. You've come to realize, you've come to see the revelation of the knowledge, of the wisdom, of the profound mystery, of sacred things that no book can tell you or teach you. No other person will give you this. Because even if they knew this, Even if they knew something, it was enough for them to tell you. It was up for them to do their duty. And they did it well, didn't they? Because they didn't say anything to you to let you know, to comfort you, to even give you some boast. No, you can do that all by yourself. So if anyone can boast, let it be you. Because at least God knows, at least you know that your boasting comes from you being able to walk that walk. You've done it. I talk that talk. And you see, no one can say anything. No one can question you because they know the truth. They actually seen it. They've seen you. They bear witness. We boast. We can boast now. We can talk now. But even still, we're not boastful. Even still. I always say humbly speaking before I even say something that may seem boastful. Because I know how it can sound. And that's far from my intention. It's just the truth. Right? If I'm coming off and saying I, it could sound self-centered. But truthfully, the intention is to tell my story. The intention is obvious. This is my channel. This is my life. This is through my eyes. But all praise to Jesus, all praise to God. But in a world full of darkness, it is I. It is I that rise. And that is why this topic is important, because there's this talk of chosen few. Of course there is. And I want to get the story straight, because before anyone should be saying, oh, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, you should have a story. You should be able to speak. You should be able to allow people to see through your truth. You should be able to allow people to see through knowing you. So, it's never a boasting thing. Not when you walk through fire every day. And then to be crowned, to be given gifts from the Almighty. There's still nothing to boast about. There is just to say, I worked for it. It is about works. It's only the people that don't work for it that will say it's not about works. All you have to do is believe, because here it is. They're not working for it. They're just, from what they understand, believe. Okay, I'm not God. So I'm sure, as the scriptures say, believe in the Son of God, and you will be saved, you will be forgiven. But there's an order, there is an order of things. I don't just believe, I work. I follow Jesus. Every day. Most of my days. Before I even knew it, before I really knew I was. It is about works when it comes to working under someone, working for someone. If you're a worker, if we're all servants, then we have to work. Now you can choose not to, but I'm a worker, so I'm working. If you're under someone's roof, in someone's house, and you're so-called worker of him, and you're not doing no work, you think that that's just gonna be okay when it comes down to being rewarded? There's levels to this. No one's saying that you're not gonna make it to the place he has designed for you, but to be crowned, to be given such things, to be seated wherever you're going to be seated, those things matter. Those things. And everybody wants things. They want to have a crown. They want to be seated next to Jesus. Understand, there's only two sides. There's the left and the right. And when it comes to believing and being a worker, you're believing and working, and then there's just believing. And to think that out of all many people, someone that just believes is going to be able to sit next to him, get the same things as the next person. I think not. That's not even a question. That is the difference. Yes, you can believe all day. But when you start working for him, your riches are being built. You're building up. And that's just in riches, let alone in spirit and all those things. You get so much more. As we know, when you physically work, physically labor, you're laboring for something. You're getting your money. You're getting more money. You're accumulating. And even with that, you're gaining skills. You're gaining understanding. Now you maybe can be a mentor, a preceptor, and so much more. You can start building yourself up the ladder, getting newer positions, better, higher. It is the same thing, being a worker, working for someone. The chosen few. Well, there's only a few. There's only a few. If you are chosen, you know you are. There's no jealousy. There's no envy. There's no competition. Game never started. There should be no rivalry. That's where you can exclude that person or exclude yourself when you start feeling that way towards someone because they're saying they're this, they're that. They're claiming your shoe that you fit. Only this is your shoe. Do you see that? That clear depiction. It's your glass slipper. It's your sandal. And you know that it's your sandal. You know that it's your glass slipper. Of course you do. Because it's yours. And you have this person, that person claiming that this is their shoe. That they could fit this shoe. Are you the least bit worried? Do you see the truth? And if you are the truth, if you are chosen, if you know you are, there's no issue. If they want to fight, if they want to argue, if they want to bicker, that's among them. But that has nothing to do with you because you're secure in knowing that this is your shoe. That no matter he's going to find you, no matter this is your shoe, you're going to walk in these shoes. Leave it up to man, maybe you wouldn't. But leave it up to God, you'll always get what's meant for you. You know, man will try to hide it from you, knowing that you deserve, you've earned. They'll never give you credit, but when there is a God, he gives the credit. He judges fairly. And he judges by your deeds and your works, not by your looks. He also forgives and shows mercy to your imperfections. But man, they treat you cruel, regardless if you were innocent. They don't care. If they just don't like how you look or what they hear, they'll treat you all types of ways just because that's how they feel today or they feel in a moment. They don't want to hear you, whether it's right or wrong. If you don't look up to their standards, they won't even take time. But God, he knows the truth. He knows the true intent of a person. He gives the reason on why you did something. He's not going to just quickly throw you away because you did something that may seem unruly, but there was a reason. He looks at those reasons. He takes time. He's a fear God. I spoke about this in my prior lives. Time is up. I've spoken about it in also of other lives. But the simple fact that you may wonder, why is all this wisdom, this knowledge being allowed to just be free? Why is people speaking of such things? Exactly. Why? Why, when now people are able to gain such knowledge freely without earning it, working for it? It's just given. And again, it's a beautiful thing that it's free, but that's the key component. It wasn't supposed to be just given. It wasn't supposed to be just free. It was hidden. It was supposed to be earned. Because once I give out this knowledge, now you start to be this. You start to practice this. You understand? This would be called a teaching. These teachings you would expect from an elder. Once you start practicing these things, then you better yourself. You start to become someone. But that wasn't what he wanted. You see, he wanted us all to start this rat race with nothing but with everything. Nothing far as knowledge and wisdom, but everything because it is in you, to realize that it is in you. It is not outside of you. You had nothing because you had no one to help you. You had no one to tell you, no one to comfort you. Maybe some did. Maybe someone did have comfort in the beginning. But regardless, everyone had to start this rat race. And I say rat race because in this city it's cruel. In this darkness. There was no partiality. And if anything, the real chosen ones, they were shown no ounce no ounce of leniency. So, without saying, but saying, they got it the harshest. And still, for some reason, certain individuals, now knowing those be the chosen few, are the ones that made it out. And that is why it's the miraculous. It is so miraculous because you say, how could they have made it out before me? Or how could they have known these things if we all started this race, but we didn't give this person any comfort, anything to help them along the way? Hmm. You see God in that. You see God in them. You say, how could that be? How does that even happen? God. That's where your spirit goes, doesn't it? But there's no partiality. And so when I see people that curse my father, I don't even curse my father, and I've been through the harshest. You see that? How crazy is that? Again, I hear and see people that curse the father. And my life has been woe. Being a black sheep, being the least. There's a lot of things that happen in the world to people, sickness, disease, all of that. Okay. Okay. But here's the thing. There's one thing to be sick and have disease, and there's another to just live like your whole life is diseased. Every day of your life you're walking through fire. This is not just a stage in your life. These are not just certain stages. No, this is the whole. It's the whole thing. It's your whole being, your whole existence in this world. This is your freaking duty. And let's hope you don't get sick. Let's hope you don't get a disease. Black sheep, right? I'm trying to make you see that, again, there's a lot of hardships and tribulations in the world that you can that you can have on top of other things that can burden you and make it heavier for you. But if you was already sent in this world, knowing that you were going to be hated because of who your father is, there's no comparison. Because on top of being here, I also have to survive. On top of being here as a foreigner, as someone that's hated, I also have to survive. Every day in my life, I have to survive. On top of that, I have to keep myself healthy. On top of that, I have to hope that I am free from sickness, disease, predators, right? And he says that I pray to keep you from the evil one. To keep me from the evil one too. On top of that, making sure I don't get lost. Because I'm human too. There's no partiality for us. There's no partiality. Our cup has always been the heaviest. And you don't find us cursing God. Well, you don't find me. Isn't that miraculous? And the reason why I don't is because I've come to realize what it was all for. As in, he has not let me down. Of course, life could always be better, aesthetically pleasing. Of course, I could always have more money and this and that, but all those things are outside of me. Is that really important when I still have a sanctuary, a safe space, and I'm still protected and I'm still healthy and no diseases and all types of things? No predator could touch me. right? I've been not near or around the evil one, whoever that main person may be. But they know of me, I'm sure. Of course. You're known in the spiritual realm, of course. Now, are you hidden? There's a high chance that you are, for good reason. Now, in the spirit, it may be seen as hidden, but in the physical, he's going to do whatever he needs to do to keep you close. And as a child, when you don't have authority, that's punishment. That's some sort of punishment, isolation. To keep you in this state, to prep you. Because now that I'm an adult, I choose isolation. Now you hear about isolation being this wonderful thing, necessary. Well, I've already been knowing that. I didn't have a choice because my God was prepping me for it. So yes, I will admit, it is the truth. Isolation is key. I live it. I lived it. I had no choice. And now I do. And now I see. So he'll do whatever he needs to do to keep you, and however he does it. And again, in the spiritual realm, you are hidden, but here it will look like this. It will look like a well-trained daughter, a well-trained son, because you can have the freedom to go and do whatever. I live by myself, pay my own bills. So why don't I just go and go and go and go? Isn't that what my soul is? Like, it's free. Isn't that who I am truly? But why do I choose isolation? Why do I choose to be alone? Is it just trauma? Not necessarily. Now, again, it helps me. But I do it because I'm also prepping myself. I know where my Father is. I'd rather be with him. I'd rather be with myself. Now, when I choose to go out, then I'll choose. But majority of this is exactly where I need to be. And it's where I want to be until I'm actually free. Going out there doing this and that with this and that person, is it going to help me get any closer to being free? Just like when I am here spiritually and I'm speaking, I am with my Father being taught in the spiritual realms, on the spiritual council. Every time I seek, every time I know this, that every time he gets closer to me, I get closer to him. Or I can choose to go out and do this and do that with him or her. I already got to go out to go work and for him and her and this. I already have to do that. And that doesn't help. That actually depletes me. That actually depletes my energy, my spirit. It downs me. It makes you realize that intention is key. That when I do decide to choose to go out, go here with this person, that person, it better be worth it. Because I have taken my time to realize what's important. And I've had enough chances to know what's out there. Listen, I'm not missing the world. If anything, the world is missing me. I'm not going to sound all like negative Nancy, but the truth is the truth. There are snares out there. Trouble. You should just mind your business and do you. And that's just the truth. I'm sure there's many wonderful people out there doing wonderful things. And let them. And when it's your time to go out, you do it too. But overall, it's just safer to mind your business, build yourself up, work on yourself, and to do that is with yourself, by yourself, in your own sanctuary with God. And is this not what I'm doing? Is this not what it's been since I was a child? In isolation? With who? My Father. With myself. It's never steered me wrong. It's never steered me left. You say, all these things that you may think could happen to you. Maybe to you. Because again, I can't say it wouldn't if I'm not you. But I do want to put it out there to show people, right? To let them know, by knowing me, that I have sanity. I have sound mind. And I don't have what you have. I don't have that or this. I don't go out every day. I'm not in someone's face. I don't have someone sleeping next to me at night or when I wake up in the morning. I don't have thousands of dollars in my bank account. But I still have sound mind. I still have knowledge. Right? I don't have degrees. I don't have that. So there's nothing to. I just want you to see. There is more to life than being a wife, being a mother, being in someone's face, going out every day. Be with yourself in a quiet place. Reflect. Save yourself from some sneers out there. Because every day you're out there, you're chancing it. You are chancing it. Judgment. And I'm only saying this because of the amount of time that I've spent alone versus all that time I could have been out. And I'm just thankful that I had this time. I've had these years to stay with myself, to choose abstinence, and all those things. When it could have been totally different, and my life would have been totally different. Who knows how my life would have been if I never made a vow. I never stuck with it. I made that vow at 24. I'm 30. I can only imagine what sneers would have been out there if I continue allowing myself to be worldly to that extent. So I'm just saying that I'm not saying this way is the best way or this way is. I'm just saying that see that isolation. I'm just showing people what isolation is. If you don't know what you can get from it. I'm just showing people through me. And I'm just saying that I don't regret it. I've been safe. I've been safe from anything, other possibilities, taking chances. I've been safe. And that's the most important thing, to be able to save your soul, save your body, save your mind. It's a sacrifice, ultimately, of course. You're sacrificing your life. I lost my life. I'm losing it, right? That's what people would say. If I'm choosing it to be alone, if I'm choosing to be alone, then I'm losing my life. Because life is to be lived, to be surrounded by people and family and love and comfort. and children and this and marriage and all this. Okay, well, I lost my life. I'm losing it. Every day that I choose to stay alone, every day that I choose to be in my sanctuary. But he says, whoever loses their life gains it. But I don't do it because it's written. I don't do it because it's written. It just happened to be written. And I happen to see it and I say that's the truth because look at what I'm gaining. I have lost the world, but look what I've gained. I've gained an intimate relationship with my Father. I've gained an intimate knowing of oneself. I've gained insight and secret knowledge that in the world's perspective can't see, can't know. I've become the mystery. I've become the embodiment. And one to be able to speak for my Father. Such the highest calling, though the world only focuses on the surface, that if you don't hold this degree or this certificate, and those are all great things, right? That should be a bonus to already what you are. But that's not my point. My point is that in the world's eyes, you only are valid, or you should only be able to celebrate or be celebrated or to be looked upon, or for someone to be proud of you if you hold these outside material things. If you can showcase it, if you can show it. What if I just am? Why not just be it? They don't teach on that. They don't exalt that theory, that knowing, that wisdom, that understanding. You know, and clearly for good reason, because this is this ruler and his philosophy. This is his way and his program. So of course you've adopted it. And so your own family, your own friends, your own people won't even see you to be enough. They'll still be looking outside of yourselves to prove and validate. Like, well, how much money do you have? You're still broke. This is the house you're living in, but you're rich. You're still speaking about all these things, negative things. You clearly can't be, they cannot see. Some just choose not to. But the ones that do see how rich this is, how this is the most important, how this is the most glorious thing that you could ever be able to carry. All this knowledge is being produced now, so now people are focusing on self, spirit. They got all these type of new age names for it. Freeing your mind, freeing your body. Okay, but it's only cool when the majority is speaking on it. Why is that? There's no sincerity in these people, and only God can tell those things. I can say it because as a whole I see it, but God himself can spot the ones that always been worthy, always been sincere, always been a leader. It's only cool. It's only something you're doing because the majority. And everyone wants to free their mind and their body and their soul and focus on that. And it's a great thing, but it's besides my point. These things have always been great things, but if only one person speaks about it, it doesn't get attention. It's not important. It's not what the focus is. But now the majority, now it's a trend. That is why it's important. It is important to be your own person. Again, it's too late now because I can't say be your own person if you've never been. That was something that no one could teach you. You had to choose. And I know every time that I chose to walk alone in school and this, and when it was, sometimes I sit in the bathroom, even in my older age, when it's break time, I'll walk the hallways, but most of the time I'll find a quiet space, and that quiet space always is the bathroom. I still do the same things that I did from the beginning. I still see myself. I'm still the same person. And it made me feel, it just made me feel so proud and so precious. Because you can see that when I'm doing those things, it's because I need to be free. I need this space. I need to breathe. And it doesn't get easy. You just get older. But it follows you. And you just happen to be 30 now. 31, 32. But do you ever truly change? Do you ever truly change? And don't try to. And I know it's easy to say it because you feel so much pressure in the moment to. But trust me, when you're able to look back, you're going to be like, I'm proud I did it. You're going to feel proud. You're going to feel precious because it is you that allowed yourself to be you. And that's precious because you don't never want to hurt. You don't ever want to change what's already you. What makes you you. That's how you should view yourself. Preciously. So being a chosen person, let alone a chosen few, there's nothing to it but what it is. You know. You just know, and everybody knows. Everybody knows, okay? Let's not. Everyone knows who you are. What it is that they'll just try to dismiss you, bring you down, humble you, make you not see you, change you, tell you everything about what's wrong with you, wait for you to mess up for them to point the finger at you. The attack has always been against you. They've always seen you. And they're waiting for a moment to truly show the hatred. They have to have a reason. And sometimes, and most times, they don't. But when they do, when they do have a reason to punish you, when they do have a reason to point their finger, because you're human too. Some days you don't feel 100. Some days you can get attitude. Some days you may not understand. Some days you might forget to take out the trash or wash the dishes. Some days you may forget to lock the door or close the door gently. It could be any little thing, but when you do it, woe to you. Whoa. You've already been hated spiritually, deeply. Already set apart, isolated. You're already different. You don't really fit in. But when you mess up as a human, imperfected person, right? Because all these people want to say all day, we're not perfect. Okay, well, when the black sheep isn't perfect, whoa. Where's their mercy? Where's their understanding? You hold none for this person. You hold none. There was never none for this person. No. That is why the crime never fits the sentence. The sentence never fits the crime with you. It never does. You're in this room for such an extensive amount of time for just shutting the door a bit too hard. Or leaving something on a counter. You know. You know. You see, it's that knowing, whether it's addressed or not, because I'm sure you're going to feel like this ain't fair. But you're going to respect your elders, of course. You're not going to, but you're going to cry. You're going to internalize it, but you're going to know this ain't right. Something ain't right. But you know. And the more you grow, the more you mature spiritually, the more you realize until it becomes a revelation. Until you open up that Bible and you read certain things, until you start to speak and testify and you hear the wisdom, you hear God, you hear the redemption, you hear it. You hear it through you. And that's written, but you hear it through you. And you say, God was always here for me. Now I understand. Now I see. And then you hear about people speaking about these things, chosen people, warriors of the world, workers of God, and works. And you find yourself being a worker. You find yourself exactly that description, that depiction. So you see, there's no envy, there's no argue, there's no rivalry. It's all a gift for you, and you quietly, in your own home, in your own body, in your own sanctuary, open up these gifts, open up your eyes. Your soul bears witness to it. And it's an individual, intimate thing being revealed, being given. And if you choose to go live or make videos to give people insight on who you are, what the truth is, a true version of it at least, because I'm sure there's many other few out there. But if you choose to give people this counsel, safety. Yeah, when you choose, you can choose. You don't have to. But why wouldn't you? Right? Because you look around and you see that everyone's saying, just as they've always been from the beginning, claiming this, claiming that, claiming this. So you say, well, I guess I why not I tell my own story on my own channel? And it's not for the sake of them, but it's just, again, I know that it is important, for me at least, it's important to speak. Whenever I choose to, I don't pressure myself to. Most times it's when I'm called to do it. And when I mean called, I just mean if something comes to my mind. But I do know how important it is, because as you can see, now that knowing me, knowing such things, you are able to. And if it wasn't for the truth, it wasn't for people speaking of it, being of the truth, what would there be? Lies, darkness. And it's already spread it. It's already majority. So how could this not be important? I could be the truth and know the truth and keep it to myself. What does that sound like? It sounds just like them in those high seats that hid this from you. You don't put a light under the bed. That's written. It's supposed to light up the whole home. It wasn't just for me, it's for everyone that wants to see. But understanding that it is coming from me. That's revelation. Yes, this black sheep. Yes. The one that hid it from the beginning. Because when you're a fellow friend, a fellow companion, a follower, a servant of Jesus, well, he said these things would happen. And oh, they have happened, Father. They have done it to me. Glory. True glory. And I'll leave it there.